Good day, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Victor the Analyst. My name is Okon Samba Victor. I am a data analyst instructor. So today we are going to be looking at how to create a first in, first out inventory dashboard. So what's the meaning of first in, first out inventory? So the first in first out is like a valuation method that assumes that the oldest inventory items are sold or used first, with their associated costs being used to determine the cost of the goods sold. You understand? So we are going to create a dashboard that can help us track our inventory using a first in first out inventory method. So before we get to the business of today, I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is going to encourage me to do educative videos like this. And you also like this video to help others find this video. All right, I'll see you in the other side. All right, thank you very much. All right, so we have three data here. We have the purchases data, we have the sales data, and we have the product data. So this is the purchases. This is what we have in our warehouse, and this is what we make, the sales we made in our store, and this is the products we sell. We are selling three products: mango, orange, and banana. So I would so what we're going to do is that we want to try to fill up all this. We don't have our cost of courtesy purchase. We need to fill that up. Units sold, we need to fill that up too as well. Units remaining, you need to fill that, and the likes and the rest. So I would want to show us this how our dashboard will look like, but it's actually still coming up. But before then, let's start by just create converting this range into a table. So if we also convert this to a table, I will select this, select up to this point, then I'll do Control T. So Control T is the shortcut for creating a table. So you can just, this is already checked. This table has an header, then I'll click on OK. So automatically this has been converted to a table. So let's go to the sales sheet. So we'll select these two as well. I'll do Control T, then click on OK. Then to the products, select this, do Control T, and we check this my table as an header, then we'll click on OK. Now there's one thing that we need to do. We need just to name this table. So I'll go to my table design. Under my table design, let's rename this to purchases. Purchase. Then the next one is sales. Let's go to the sales and go to the table design. I'll change this to sales. Then the products. So I'll go to the table design, so I'll change this to products and hit enter. So we've actually successfully renamed our table name. All right, so the next stuff that we are actually going to do is try to calculate this. So I'll come here, let's do the calculation for, say, equals to, this is equals to, so So equals to, so the cost of quantity purchase will be this multiplied by this will give us the cost of quantity purchase, which is going to be this cell multiplied by this cell. Then I hit enter. So I can just take my mouse, click on this arrow drop down, then I'll click override all cells. This is going to autofill all this. All right, let's look at the units sold. So we want to get the units sold, like this is going to be, we're going to add up uh, the quantity sold from this table. So let's say this is going to be equals to sum ifs, then the sum range will be from the quantity sold in the sales table. So this is going to be sales put square brackets, then I'll go to the quantity sold, then close the square bracket, comma, sales, I'll bring my square brackets item, then square brackets, comma, then this is going to, I'm going to click on this item, then I'll close the brackets and I hit enter. So let me come back here and do autofill. Now you can see that this is our total sales for mango, and we have the same thing repeating itself. You understand? So let's make it in the way whereby we want to do it in the way whereby if our units sold here is more than this our first batch, because let's look at this now. Mango, we have one mango here. This is the first batch. This is the first batch we purchased. The second mango, the second batch we purchased 12 mangoes. Then the third batch we purchased 50 mangoes. You understand? So now if you sum up all this is 52 plus 50. That should be like 102. You understand? So this 103 will spread out to this place. You understand? Then the rest will be from here, should be like a 0 because we've actually not gotten to this part, this place. So this 103 that was sold here, definitely we must have sold the first batch, sell the second batch, sell the third batch, then we'll stop there. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at if our total sales is actually more than this our first batch, then we have our 40, which is this total purchase, as the value here. Then we'll move on to the next one. So let's come here and edit our formula. So I'll double click here. So I'll come to this place and I'll say I'll use the formula called mean. So what does mean does is that it's going to check for, it compares within the range of data and gives you the minimum value. So I want to compare this my total sales with the quantity purchased. Then I'll put comma here. So which of the two is minimum, is the lowest, we are going to have it as our value here. So I hit enter. Oh, sorry, I need to close this my bracket here. So let me close my brackets and hit enter. So I'll come here and then do autofill. So we can see that we are having our minimum values, but when you get to this point here, remember that when we got to mango here, we should expect 0 here. We should expect 0, or let me say 49 or so, 49, and the rest should be, and the year should be 0. You understand? Because we have not started selling this batch yet. So what we're going to do is we want to find a way whereby we are going to subtract the newest batch, the newest batch units sold from the oldest batch units sold. This is the newest batch units sold. So we're going to be subtracting this from the oldest, from the newest, that is the newest batch units sold. We're going to be subtracted from the oldest batch unit sold. So let's do that now. So I'll come here inside this my here. I'll say minus some ifs. Then I'll say this should be, I want to get my units sold. So my units sold will be F. Let me have it like a dollar sign. No, this should be F dollar sign um 1 range of F F1 comma, yeah, this should be the B dollar sign 1 range of B1 comma, and this should be C2. Okay, and I'll close my brackets and I'll hit enter. So I'll come here, then I'll do autofill. Okay, it's not working. So let's see what's going on here. F1 B1 B1. Oh, this should be not be C2. This should be B2. Sorry, B2, because B2. So we are actually looking at this. We are summing up. We're going to subtract. We're going to sum up this value here. Then it's going to be subtracted from the total units sold. You understand? Total units sold. So it actually checks the what this one does is actually does what it does is that it's going to check the newest batch units sold, then is subtracted from the oldest batch unit sold. This is our newest batch. The one we have here is the newest batch unit sold. Now all this one we have here, the upper here up here is actually the oldest batch unit sold. So let me just hit enter, then do the autofill, because you can see now. So when we get to this, when we go to this part, we have something like 0. So out of this 50, 38 has been sold. 38 has been sold. So we've not actually sold this batch. We are not finally sell this batch off. So we finish selling this batch off. That's when we'll get to these parts and start selling them off. So we are done with the units sold. So we want to calculate the units remaining. So I'll say equals to the units remaining will be quantity purchased minus units sold. Hit enter. So I'll come here and do autofill. Now the cost of goods sold. So this is going to be this multiplied by this. So it's going to equals to the unit price multiplied by the unit sold. Hit enter. So let me just do autofill. Now the inventory value. So my inventory value will be the unit price multiplied by the remaining, the units remaining. This should be equals to unit price multiplied by unit remaining, hit enter, and autofill. All right, so we've actually transformed our data. So the next part is for us to start building our dashboard. Now I'm going to drop this data set, but I'm not going to, this one is not going to be included. This part is not going to be included. It's just this part that will be included in the data set I'm going to drop for us. And so let me show us how this will look like. So this is how our dashboard looks like. So this is what we're trying to create. This is what we're trying to do. So I'll teach you how to go about this and how to do this. So the next step we need to do is that we've actually transformed our data. So the next thing we're going to do is come here to your file and click on save. So after saving that, then we'll go to the our Power BI, and I'll come to my file, and next thing I'm going to do is I want to click on new report. So we are here on our Power BI. So we're going to use Power BI to visualize the dashboard. So let's try to import that data. So I'll go to my get data drop down, then I'll click on Excel workbook, because the data is actually saved in Excel. So I'll navigate to I'll select this, then I'll click on open. Alright, so let's go ahead by investigating our data. So I'll check this box to preview what we have here. So I'll check the purchases. So it seems we have two purchases here. So let's look at the second one. Alright, so I'll go with these purchases, then let's look at the sales. Then I'll go with the sales. So we have products, purchases, and sales. So I'll click on transform. So let's go to transform. So that's going to take us to Power Query, where we would where we're going to transform our data and put them into proper shape if they are not. Alright, so let's look at this. We have the date, which is actually correct. Then the purchases, everything is looking fine. Okay, everything is fine here. So I'll go to the products. So we're going to rename this to products. Let's rename this to products. Hit enter. So on the purchases, we have this is item, so we can as well just change this to item instead. Item, hit enter. Alright, so we are going to close and apply. Alright, we've actually successfully imported our data into Power BI. So the next thing we're going to do is to model our data. So we'll go to the model view. All right, so in the model view, let's look at this. So I'll bring this up. Yeah, this is actually the Power BI has actually helped us automatically do the right connection, but we still need one more. We need the dates. We need something. We need the dates for. We want to create a calendar table for both purchase and sales. So let's go to back to our Power Query to create that. So what we want to do is that we want to create a calendar table that will include both the date for the purchase date and the sales date. Understand? So we want to have a date table that will include both the purchase date and the sales date. So I'll come here and duplicate this. Right click, then I'll click on duplicate. So I'll rename this to purchase date. Hit enter. So on the sales, okay, let me go to the on the sales. I'll duplicate this. I'll rename this to the sales date. Now I'm back to my purchase date. So I'm going to right click here and I'll say remove other columns. I'll go to my sales dates and right click here and say remove other columns. Alright, let me merge the two together. I'll go back to my purchase dates. Then on my purchase date, I'll come to this up here. I'll say append queries. So I'll click on append queries. Or better still, we can just do append queries as new. Let me cancel this and let me just come here and say append query as new. So purchase dates, then I'll click on drop down. I want sales dates, then I'll click on OK. So what this is going to do is that it's going to create a table that will stack both the purchase dates and the sales dates into one column. So they actually stacked together. So I'll come here and rename this to calendar table and hit on OK. Then I'll right click here and I'll say remove duplicates. Okay, and the next thing is we want to remove the name of month. From the name of month, we want to extract just 3 words away from it. So I'll go to the extract and go to the first character and 3, then I click on OK. Okay, now I'm back to this. I want to extract the month. So I'll go to add column, then go to your date drop down. On your month, you click on the month. Okay, that's perfect. So now your purchase date, right click on your purchase date. We don't want this to be loaded back to our Power BI. I'll uncheck this. I'll come to the sales date too, right click on there too, and uncheck the load. So these two will not be loaded to Power BI except this, and this. There is this for table. These purchase dates and the sales dates will not be loaded back to Power BI. So let me go to Home and click on Close and Apply. Alright, so our calendar table has been successfully um, imported back to Power BI. So now let's do our connection. The dates will be connected to dates here in this calendar table. So this is going to be a one-to-many relationship, and I'll come here and put it here. So this is a one-to-many relationship. So there you go. So this both table, they are our fact table. Fact table means that this is where activities occur. This sales table is well the table that actually records what we sell out, and this purchase table actually record what we bring into the warehouse. So this calendar table, we are going to use it to check. We want to use it to look at the what's it called sales based on months, or let me say total quantity sold, or based on months, or probably want to do anything that's to do with months. That's why we need the calendar table. Now for the product, this is we're going to check the number of different metrics based on the product type. Now we've actually successfully done our data modeling. Now the next thing is to start calculating our measures. So after calculating our measures, then we can move on to the visualization part. But in our calculation of measures, we don't want to um, write our measures inside these tables. We want to a situation whereby we're going to create an empty table and input all our measures inside the empty table. So for us to create an empty table, we'll click on this icon here. So when we click on it, it's going to give us the avenue to create an empty table. So I'll come here and rename this to measures table, and I'll click on load. Alright, so our measures table are being created. So let's start writing our DAX formula into it. So this is how our dashboard will look like. Now our metrics is total revenue, cost of goods sold, quantity remaining, and total profit. So let's first calculate our total revenue. So how do we get our total revenue? That should be getting in the sales table. So let's go to our table view. On our table view, we'll navigate to our sales table. So on the sales table, we have quantity sold and selling price. So when we multiply those two columns together and sum it up, we'll get our total revenue. Now back to this on our report view. So move on to the measures table. Right click on the measures table and click on new measures. So the measures name will be total revenue, which is equals to sum x. Now some x work like this is like iterative functions. So you are going to give an argument of the table. So which table are we trying to perform this operation on? Is the sales table, comma, So what's going to be the expression? The expression is we want to multiply the price. So let's just go into the sales table. So we have the quantity sold. Then I want to multiply it with the price, selling price, and close the brackets. So let's look at this. So this is what the sum x does. You see this part of this x, it goes to each row in our table. So it's going to do the multiplication of the quantity sold multiplied by selling price for each row. So once it does that, the sum will now act on the total. I mean the what let's say for example, this x will go for row 1 and multiply, goes to row 2 and multiply. It does the same for every rows. Then the x will now sum up everything to get the total. Alright, so we hit enter here. So now, having written this total measures, we'll come to this our column 1, right click on it, then we'll click on delete from model. Then I'll click on yes, I want to delete. So you must make, before you delete this column 1, you must make sure you actually write just one measures inside here. So before we can actually delete that. So now we have this. Let me see if I can rename this. I don't want to see this to here. So let's hit enter. Okay, it is not working. Alright, good. So let's go to the next one, which is cost of goods. Now for us to get the cost of goods, let's go back to our table. That will be under the purchase table. The cost of goods is this these are cost of goods. So we're going to sum this column to get our cost of goods. Alright, so back to, we can do that here. Just go to new measure, just do that here. So this is going to be COG equals to sum. So this is going to be cost of goods. Then I'll close the brackets and hit enter. So the next one is we are looking for the quantity remaining. So our quantity remaining will sum this column. This is our quantity remaining. So we'll sum this column. I'll go back. Oh, so you can see now I actually brought this into this table. So what we can do is that we can change it to come to this measure table. So I'll click on this drop down and select this table. So it goes inside this table. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. You want to bring out the quantity remaining. So I'll right click here, I'll say new measures. So quantity remaining is equals to sum of quantity, sum of QT, no, sum of units remaining. Hit enter. Now the fourth KPI is total profit. So total profit is total revenue subtracted minus total, I mean, that is minus the cost of goods sold. So I'll create a new measures again. So this is going to be total profit, which is equals to total revenue minus CG. So it's not bringing that up. I'll say capital letter C will not bringing that up. So square brackets, okay, comes up and hit enter. So you can see how Power BI gives you this when you're typing your measures or doing your calculations. Power BI gives you this IntelliSense whereby you can actually select from the best options or with what you're actually going for. So we are done with all this. Then the other part is we want to look for quantity purchase, that's total quantity purchase. All right, so we don't have total quantity purchase, so that will be right click here and new measures. So this is going to be total quantity purchase. Which is equals to sum quantity, so no, that should be quantity y purchase, then I'll close the brackets and hit enter. Now we have four measures here, so we can now start visualizing. So these are the key metrics we are trying to track in our dashboard. So back to my dash report view, you can see that here we have this design here. So this design was done with PowerPoint. So I'll go to my PowerPoint. I'm going to drop this design in the video description. You can download it from there. So let me just go to the file and so under the go to the file. So under the file, I'll click on save as. Go to browse. So if you want to know how I go about creating that template, I have a video that I'll drop on the video description as well, where I created a dashboard. So that dashboard has there's a part where I did showed I showed how we can create something like that. So I'll drop the video there, you can go ahead and look at it. So I'll go to my documents, next gen, okay, and this will be so let me just name this something different. Okay, car sales templates, just name it something different and click on save. So I'll click on just this one. All right, so back to my Power BI. So I'll go to my format page, then I'll go to the canvas background. So what I'm going to send to the video description is going to be, I saved it as CVG. So likewise the same thing is going to be saved as CVG as well. So I'm trying to locate these stuffs. Okay, alright, this is select this and I'll click on OK. So it has come up, but because of the transparency, I need to reduce this transparency. So there you go. So this is where we are going to do our visualization. Now I'll open my visualization pan and I'll click on this. So let me click on the card. On the card, I'll reduce this. So the first stop is total revenue. So close this up, close my filter up, and the data. So the total revenue, we can drag it here or we can drag it here, whichever one works. So I want to pick up this color code so that I can use. So my color picker software that I use is called PowerToy. Windows Shift and this is C, or what is this? C, yeah. Windows Shift and C, Windows Shift and C. I'm trying to get this color code. Windows Shift and C. Windows Shift and C. Okay, it's not working. Let me just click on this. Okay, it has come up. So click on this. So I'll copy this to my clipbar, close this up, minimize this. So let's format this our card. So I'll go to my format your visual. So I don't want my category label. I'm going to off that. My value, we have the colors value. So I would, let me see, did I reduce this? Okay, it's like that. So the color, I'm going to go to the more color, then do Control B. The units, I want none. Then for the, I'm going to select this. I don't want a decimal place here, so I'll say 0 decimal place. Now look at this. This is currency. So I need to change this to a currency. I need to change this to currency. I'll click on this drop down. Okay, this format, I'll click on the drop down here and I'll change this to currency. So under the currency, I'll go to, just close this up. In the general, in the effects, I'll off the background. Then the title, on the title, click on the title drop down. I'll say this should be total revenue. So the text color, I'm going to use the same color. So I'll come down, I'll put my center alignment to center. That's my alignment to center. Alright, we are done with this. So I'm going to select this, then do Ctrl C, Ctrl V, bring that down here, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, bring this down here, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and bring this down here. Okay, so now this is selected. So I'll select this, I'll press down on Ctrl, select this one, select this, and select this as well. So I'll go to my format. On the align, click on the align drop down. I want to align everything to be aligned vertical, so I'll go distribute vertically, so they are properly arranged properly. So now let's deal with this. Select this one, and this is going to have my cost of goods. So I'll go back to my add data to visual. I will just remove this data that we have inside this wall, and I would select the cost of goods into this wall. So now let me format this. I'll select this. I want this to be currency, and I want the decimal place, and I want this to be 0 decimal place. So the next one is we are looking for, we're going to bring in the total quantity. This is going to be the quantity remaining and total profit. So I'll bring in total profit here. Total profit is the next one here. So I'll remove this and go to my total profit into the wall here. Okay, select this. Under the format, I change this to currency, and the decimal place will be 08, enter. So this will be quantity remaining. So let me just cancel this, and I'll bring in the quantity remaining to the field. Alright, so this is going to be in quantity, so it's not in currency. So let's go back up here and change my title. So I'll click on my format, your visual, go to the general, the drop down, then I'll change this to COGX. So select this. This will be total profit, total profit. So this should be quantity remaining, quantity remaining. Sorry about that. How am I writing? Quantity remaining. Okay, good. Alright. Now we've actually successfully designed this part, like format our KPIs. Now the next part is our visuals KPIs. So we are going to bring in a cluster. Is this going to be, this is a cluster column chart. So which has will compare, we're going to use a cluster column chart to compare our quantity purchased, quantity sold, and quantity remaining. So back to our Power BI. So I'll bring in this is a cluster column chart. Select this. So drag down here, drag down, and extend out. Alright, so we have so we say this is going to be the quantity sold, So let me bring in the, on the y-axis we're going to have, now we don't have a measures for quantities sold. All right, let's create that. No, I think we do. Okay, we don't have it, so let's create for quantities sold. That will be the sum of the units sold in the okay, so this is going to be quantity sold will be total quantity, or we say units sold. Total quantities sold equals to sum sales. So we can get that here, close the brackets, and hit enter. Okay, so I'll bring that into the y-axis. So we have one quantity purchase. I'll bring that into the y-axis too as well. So let me bring this up here. So the next one is quantity remaining. I'll drag down one down here. Okay, good. Now let's move on to the calendar table. So I need the month name in the X axis. Okay, good. Now we can see that our January, March is, we're having January, March, April, and February. So let's go to Power BI. Does not have a way. Power BI does not know that January is our first letter followed by February. So that's why we created a month number. So go back to your table view and go to your calendar table. So I'll select the month name. Under the month name, I'll click on this drop down. Then I'll say I want to select by month. So back to my reports page. So back to my reports page. I'll come here. I'll say sort by month name. And I'll say sort by ascending. So here we go. So let's format this our chart. So I'll click on this one, format your visual. On the x-axis, we don't want title. On the y-axis, we don't want title too as well. We want to work on our legends. This is our legend. We don't want title. Okay, then we want what's it called, top center. Okay, and the column. So what we want to do is we want to change this column, the colors that we have here. So I'll go ahead, and we have this color already, just this one. So let me just pick this color. We have these two colors already except from this one in the middle here. So I'll click on the drop down. I said I want to work on the purchase. So for the purchase color, I'm choosing this. No, this is the okay. Alright, so I need to go and pick a color. I'm not sure I have this already. So let me just come here and do Windows Shift and C. Windows Shift and C. Okay. Click on the drop down, more colors, Ctrl V, enter. So for this one, which is the total quantity sold, I'll click on the drop down. I want to work on the total quantity sold. So let me go back to my picture to bring this color. Windows Shift and C. So like I said before, the color picker I'm using is called Power Toy. So I'll just click on the color drop down, more color, then Ctrl V. Then the last part, which is this, I'll go to the drop down, I'll choose quantity remaining, and I'll use this my color that I have already. Okay, so let's work on the title. So I'll go to the general. I want my title, good, but the title will be 13 and is going to be align center, and I would not want it to have month name, just rather it should be month instead of month name. So I'll delete the month name. So I'll just extend this out a bit, extend this out a bit. Alright, so back to then extend this up. Okay, good. So I'll close this up. Now under the effects, I don't want my background color. Then I can see that we have a grid line inside that chart. So the grid lines are all of this. Okay, good. Select this and let's drag this down. And drag this down. Okay, perfect. So let's work on this now. And drag this up a little bit. It's okay like this. So this is going to be like a donut chart, that is quantity remaining and quantity purchase. So make sure you're not selecting any element, then click on the donut chart. So I'll bring that inside here. I'll drag this down and extend this out. Okay, now let's populate our data. So this is quantity purchase and quantity remaining. So I'll bring that into the values. This is quantity remaining. Then the next one, quantity purchased. I'll put that inside the value here. Good. So let's format. So go to my visual. The slices, I'm going to choose this quantity remaining. The quantity remaining should have this color because they need to be consistent. This is what I use here. So quantity purchase should have this color. Alright, the spacing I want it to have a little bit like a thickness, so I'll make it like 48. And for the detailed label, this is detailed label, I'm not touching that. So my legend, I'm going to make it center top center top center. Okay, and this one to the title. Let's move on to the title. I'll make this 13, and I would align center. Okay, then what I'll do next is I would just go to my effects and all this, then click outside here. Okay, now we've actually successfully done this. Now the last part is we want to do total quantity remaining by product. So we are selling 3 products, so a column chart we do. Drag down. Okay, quantity remaining by products. So let's look at this quantity sold, quantity purchase, quantity remaining. This is quantity remaining, so I'll drag this into my y axis. Then let's go to the product table, the item, I'll bring that into the x axis. Alright, so we start formatting. Let's try and see if we can extend this up. Alright, let's look at this. Let me answer this. So let's look at this. Let's look at, we can actually rename this to total quantity remaining and quantity purchase. Let's just remove this total here. So I'll go to format your visuals, then I'll go to the general, then under the title I'll click inside here so I can rename this by removing the total. So we have it like that, quantity remaining and quantity purchase. So let's select this one, but before we go there, let's look at something here. Let's extend this out. Good, so we can change the color of this. Let's use this color code. So the color code is 0F1C2E. So same with these two as well. Select this. I'll click here, the general, the title, drop down, and I'll choose this color. Same way, I'll choose this color too as well. Then I'll align center. Then in the title, I'll change this to 13. Okay, so let's go to our visual. So under the visual, I'll change the x-axis out of the title, then the y-axis out of the title too as well. So the columns, so we have, this is quantity remaining by item. So let's go to quantity remaining. So this is what we use here, quantity remaining. So choose this one. I'll go to the visual. So under the columns, click on the drop down, more color, do Ctrl V. Sorry, I need to pick that color again. Ctrl A, Ctrl V. Alright, so the general of the title, then the effects are of the background color. Okay, there's a dashed line showing here, which is a gray line, so I'm gonna off the gray line. Okay, so I drag this up. Alright, cool. So we are done with the designing of our Power BI. So of the charts, and bring this down a little bit. So we are done with this. So the next thing we want to do is we want to bring in our pictures. The pictures. We want a way whereby if I slice on mango, a mango color will show here. If I slice with banana color will show. So we want to make it the pictures to be dynamic. And one other thing, we're not going to use this normal slicer here. We are going to import slicer from Power BI store. So you make sure, number one, if you want to go there, you make sure you have a company email address. So I'll go to my sign in. Then let me input my email address. So I'll skip this parts. Alright, I've already signed in using my email address. It's going to be a company email address, or else it's not going to work. So I'll go to get more visuals and I click on get more visuals. So we're going to import two visuals, one for the image and the other one for the slicer. So we'll go to this place and look for simple image. So I'll select this. Then I'll click on add. So the next one is I'll click on this three dots as well. I'll click on get more visuals. So I'll search for slicer. So come up here. So this is going to be called, this is a text slicer, text chart slicer. Then I'll click on add. Alright, successfully imported two visuals that we're going to use. So let's go back. Let's first do this one. We want to bring in a dynamic picture. So the way we are going to do this is that we are first going to go to our browser to get those images and save on our local system. Now the first image is mango, then the next is banana, then the third is orange. So I'm going to teach you how to do just one of these, then you follow the same process for the rest. So let me come here and open a blank Excel. So under my browser, I'll look for mango image. Now hit enter. So let's say I want to bring in this image. I'll right click here and I'll click on save image. So this image will be saved into my system. So I'll come here and write mango I'll just rename it to Mango YouTube. Then I'll click on save. So I'm just going to do just one image. So use the process for the rest image that you want to bring in. Alright, this has already been saved. So let me just try and bring out my Excel. Alright, before my Excel comes up, I'll go to this website. So I'll drop the link on the video description. It is called www.remove.bg dot remove.bg. Understand? So what is this website used for? It's used for removing background colors. So I'll go to upload image. So I want to upload, this is the image I want to upload because there's a white background in this my image. So I need to remove the background color before I put it into my Power BI. So after removing that has already been removed. So I can just come here and click on download. So successfully downloaded. Now we need to save our data online. We understand we cannot bring it because now it's actually going to be working as a static file. I mean, like a dynamic file whereby we click on one data. If you click on like mango will be showing. If you click on orange will be showing. So we want to save the image in the cloud, like online. So there's a site that we can help us do that. So I'll go to click on this plus sign, then you go to postimages.org. So that is where you will save your image. Just go to choose images and look for the image and select this. This is the image the background has been removed. Then I'll click on open. So automatically this will be saved online and it will give you the different link that you can use. So we are going to go for the direct link. So I'll copy this direct link. After copying this, then I'll take this to my Excel workbook, cancel this, and I'll click on blank workbook. Now I'll close this. Now the first this sheet that I want to create a data that will have the item and the image link. So the headings will be item, and you come here, you have image link. So I'll come here and write orange, and the image link I'll copy and paste here. Understand? Then there you go. Say we can save. So you can do the rest for, no, this is mango, right? Change this to mango, sorry. Mango. Hit enter. So you can do the rest for the same way I did the process for this. So you can do the rest for orange. You write orange here. You go online, you download the orange, you take it, you upload it, you remove the background color, the background. After removing the background, you go to postimages.org, save it there, upload it online, then get the link. Make sure the link has .png, then you copy the link and put here. Then you do the last one too, like that. So after doing this, you can just come to the file and save. You understand? Then save as. Then after saving, then you cannot bring in the file. So in my own case, I already have this file already in my system. I'm just doing this just to show us how I went about it. So I'll go to my model view. So under the model view, I'll click on this icon here. I want to get data. So the data is actually saved as Excel. So I'll go to, this is car image URL, select this is my image. So I can as well drop this in the video description too for you in case you are not able to get that process. But I think it will actually be easy, but still yet I'll still need to drop this. So I'll click on open. So let's close this. Okay, still loading up. So let's close this up. I'll minimize this. So select this. I need to take this to Power Query to do to check some things there. So this will take me, after clicking on transform, that will take me to Power Query. Alright, so on the Power Query, let's promote this as the first header. So I'll go to use first row as header, click on the drop down, then I'll say use first row as header. So I'll promote this first row, make it to the first header. So that we are done with that, then click on close and apply. So once you're done with that process of creating your own data, like your image and your image URL, when you're importing it, make sure you take it to Power Query and check if the data is actually correct. You understand? If actually arranged properly. Okay, good. So I would close up my property, close up the properties, I'll close up the data. So we are left with this. Where is my image? Come here. So bring that here. So I'll take that to just close to this. Let me bring this down here. So you can see product. So I'll click on the product name, then I'll put it on top of the item. Okay, good. So you can see this is two-way filtering. So if you want to stream one-way filtering, just right click here, go to the property and choose both. You understand? Then click on OK. Okay, now the connection is properly done. Then we'll go to the table view. On our table view, I'll select that sheet one, the one I just brought in. So I'll select the URL. Under the URL, I'll click on these three dots. Then you can see data category, or yours, if you see, you can see data category in this area, but mine is showing here. I'll come down. I want Power BI to see it as image URL, because now Power BI was not seen as image URL, was just seen as data that is uncategorized, but now it's actually seeing it as image URL. Now the next thing, we'll go to the report view. Now it's time for us to visualize. So I'll click on the simple image. I'll drag down, bring this down here. Alright, so on the sheet one, I'll take the URL and drag into this image URL. There we go, perfect. And I'll drag this down too as well. I'll click here, I'll drag this to the middle. So on my format, your visuals, I'll go to the general, the effects, I'll off the background. So there you go. Good. So the next thing we want to do is we want to bring in our slicer. So I'll go to I'll click on this second one. So I'll click here and take this up. Click, take this up here. So extend this out. So this will be in the middle. Good. So let's populate our data, which is this is products, so I'll go to the my products and I'll bring in item into this wall. Okay, so let's start designing. Go to my format. On the general, let's go to the input field. The font, I want to use this color. The background color, my background color should have something like this. It's too deep. I choose something like this. Okay, good. Then let's go to the general. I'm offing my effects back to the visuals. I'll increase the padding to 10. Okay, 7 is okay. Then radius, I'll increase this to 10. Alright, so my placeholder color, I'm changing this to this color. Then the placeholder, I'll say search products. This should be search products. Good. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we want to bring in the title. So I'll click here. So for the title, for the text, this is the text box. It's really somehow difficult for me to move my title, so my text box. So I literally just drag to fill up the space. So bring this here. So align center. So this is going to be FIFO inventory dashboard. Okay, so select this and the font size, I'll make it 20. It's too much, I'll make it 18. Okay, my font style, making it dim, and the color, I'll make it this color. Then I'll go to my effects here, or my background color. So I'll drag this down a little bit. Okay, there we go. So select this. So we've actually come to the end of the tutorial. So that's how you can actually create a FIFO inventory dashboard. So though it does not fully conform to IAS2, understand, but at least this is like a brief and very effective when you have like supermarkets or things like that, and you want to see what's going out and what's coming in your business. It's actually really effective. All right, we've actually come to the end of this tutorial. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. Thank you very much. Bye.